Yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's STORMYBMAN, and I am live and on the move. Shout out to the brother, Junior the Truth. Happy Thursday to you guys. It is a chilly day here in the Chi. Roughly about 35 degrees currently, as we are making our trek to start our day off, our daily grind. Hope everybody out there is doing well. See you guys filing into the building. Welcome. I'm sorry I haven't been able to go live the past couple of days like I normally do. You know, life happens, and we got stuff that we have to tend to sometimes, and sometimes you have to tend to yourself. You know, you have to kind of step back from it all, but we will try to get some content in for you here and there. You know what I'm saying? For you all that haven't decided to follow me yet over on Rumble, please do so. Just like the brother Drew Titan and Coach B Hudson and Junior the Truth. We are all over there expanding our horizons. So we encourage you to follow us there. A lot of good things happening over on Rumble. Yeah. See who we got coming in. Lewis Hinton out there. Sam Mac Boxing TV. Del Rib, what's happening? Jose Diaz, appreciate you. Yeah. So, yesterday we got some news that was dropped regarding Top Rank Boxing securing a deal to broadcast over on DAZN. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. This entire monopoly and consolidation by DAZN, who just a few years ago, when they started out, people didn't even want to consider their app. Now it seems like all the major promoters are under one umbrella, which should typically mean that the big fights where fighters are promoted by certain entities should never really be as difficult to make going forward, because they're all under the same roof. And when the backing is secured by someone with the likes of Turki Al-Sheikh, where fighters can be compensated financially, these fights should get made. It's going to be interesting how this is going forward. Bob Arum's Top Rank, who knows who's going to take over for that organization moving into the future, because, you know, Bob is 8,000 years old, and there's going to be, there's going to be a continuation of the promotion. So we just don't know how that's going to work out right now. We're seeing a lot of different things happen, but some people may feel excited. I don't feel excitement. I do have anticipation, because I want to see what type of fights they're going to broker with everyone. Queensberry, Matchroom, Top Rank, PBC, everyone under one roof. The only one that's not under that roof is, MVP, which has got their deal over on Netflix. And Netflix happens to have access to the largest audience. If you remember the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson promotion, with Serrano and Taylor, and the Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, all of that stuff. You know, if you think back, they had millions of people viewing them over on Netflix. Now, MVP has secured most of the women in boxing who are prominent. So women's boxing is going to be high profile over there. They may not always get the what should we call it, the main event, but there'll be co-mains and women's cards. They even have one coming up very soon, headed up by Alicia Baumgardner. And so, you know, MVP is going to do okay, but on the male side of boxing, they are limited. And Paul is going to have to pull his promotions up out of the novelty area and stop having certain matches that are just to tantalize you to invest in one of his events where he's trying to headline against someone, because he's not really the answer on the men's side of boxing. But from a promotional standpoint, he's doing very well. So we have to consider that. We have to consider that and look into it for what it may be. We got Antonio MMA. What's good with you, bro? Ain't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. So, but now that Top Rank is over there, does that mean that the Top Rank library will be on DAZN? Because DAZN already has Golden Boy's library. They have some of the HBO library, because I think Golden Boy had bought some of that. If I'm mistaken on that, that's not me trying to lie. It's just me thinking in terms of the associations. But they do have access to a number of former fights. But who knows, man? It's just going to be very interesting how things play out. It's going to be very interesting, man. I don't know. There's some things to feel good about, and then there's some things to be apprehensive about, because when you look at Queensberry Promotions, they have about anywhere from 13 to 15 heavyweights over there on Queensberry. When you look at Matchroom, they have tons of fighters in the lighter weight divisions, from lightweight through, I want to say, junior welterweight, or no, lightweight through junior middleweight. Top Rank has a lot of the younger fighters coming up, a few vets. There's just, each promoter has their own specialty. And how that's going to work, sharing the fights, sharing the profits, sharing the fighters, who knows? Stephen L. LeMac, what's good with you, brother? So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm ready to see what they're going to offer us. But that doesn't mean what they're offering us is going to be great stuff. They could have done this a long time ago, meaning that these promoters worked together a long time ago. I've never understood the fact that keeping fighters undefeated. Clarence McLean, what's good with you? I see you out there, bro. Keeping fighters undefeated. You just want to keep quality fighters in the mix, because if they're quality, they can be entertaining. And if they can be entertaining, the people will be tuning in. And if the people are tuning in, you want to sustain what's happening with those who are tuning in by continuing to put on quality shows. You see how that works? That's the thing. And we have to keep that in mind. I'm not so certain that they're ready for that, though. I'm not so certain. It remains to be seen, you know. And we will see. We will find out. So that was kind of some news yesterday that popped, and I was interested in hearing. I watched some of the live stream where they held the press conference. I haven't had the chance to watch much of the reactions to that, you know, to hear what some of the sexperts have to say, because, you know, they're going to put their glaze and gloss over what they like and dislike. So that's going to be an open book, one way to review things. But who knows, man? Who knows? Clarence says yesterday was a good press conference. Yeah, it was a good press conference because they had some news that we weren't expecting, but maybe for some of the brothers and sisters out in the community who produce content, they may have had knowledge that there were rumblings that this was going to take place. I know that when Top Rank deal with ESPN expired and there was nothing in the loop for them to just jump directly to right away, people were inquiring, what are they going to do? Are they going to shut down and this and that? My thing is, I don't think Top Rank is going to shut down. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But you do have to think about life after Bob, right? And Bob can act as a liaison to whomever they broker their deals with. Like, okay, they're going to be with DAZN now, so maybe Bob can entrust that whomever he's going to lead guiding the path of Top Rank going forward, maybe they will somehow, you know, operate with a formula that can continue to make not only good fights, but continue to secure the youthful talent. It would behoove one of these promotional groups, and it could be Top Rank because of their past experience. It would behoove one of these promotional groups to become like the farm system for boxing. In other words, when you have all this young talent, there should be one platform where they could go to get the exposure and the cultivation of their careers moving forward. That would be awesome if one of them, because then when they're ready to leapfrog to that next level, they'll be ready to take on. That's just like, say you had a young up and coming heavyweight like my man Van Houter, you know, and he's ready to move to that next level for contention. Then he could sign a deal where on DAZN he's gonna face one of the contenders from Matchroom or Queensberry or something like that, right? I'm not saying that Van Houter is with Top Rank, but I was giving the example of like a young heavyweight like himself could be on Top Rank starting out and graduate to that next level. That way it will always be something, you know, because like baseball has you know, their farm system, you know, where the talent is groomed and everything, and they call people up all the time. The NBA has, you know, the B and C leagues of what they do. The NFL has something similar, but boxing will need that as well. And it will, there should be some incentive-laced circumstances to keep the fighters hopeful and ambitious. That will make a difference as well. That will give them, you know, it's like, oh, I want to step forward. I want to do this. I want to step up. And also, when a fighter has lost a fight, you know, it could be a robbery decision. It don't have to be he got knocked out, because knockouts are not the only losses, you know. But you could have a controversial decision not go your way, fouls and different things like that. Well, guess what? If you go back to that farm system where they start building you again right away, then you'll have opportunity for that growth, that necessary growth. You know? Man, I'm out here driving, bro. I tell you, some of these people, they get up early with their bullshit. I tell you. Early with their bullshit. Your head has to be on the swivel at all times, even when you're not driving. Even when you're not driving. So, yeah, that's one way to look at it, you know? That's one way. I think that there are going to be some good fights made. I think that there are going to be some great opportunities for you to see that there are certain fighters, they're not all what they're chalked up to be. And that's the important part to pay attention to. My goodness. These people out here on their phones, man, it's dark. They won't go down the street. My goodness. What the hell is wrong with these folks, man? No wonder I'll be seeing in the mornings on my commute, it's like so many wrecks and cars are totaled and shit. It's like, you can't put that damn phone down for a moment. I'm speaking to you all over my device, but it's dash mounted. I got both hands on the wheel. I'm watching, observing all the traffic around me and everything. And I'm speaking as if I'm talking to someone sitting next to me. I don't have the device in my hand. I'm not looking off at the screen. That's why, like, when I come to a stop, I can read and see who else has come into the chat. I'm not just watching the chat and not watching the road. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is ridiculous, man. Goodness. So anyway, I really wanted to get my Tuesday tussle in this week, but some things came up and wasn't able to get that going, guys, because the subject, making the grade in boxing, I will return to that subject next week because it is something that I am going to discuss, and it has a lot to do with the brother Najee Lopez and his success that he had last Friday. Man, if you guys didn't watch that fight, Najee Lopez and Manuel Gallegos, man, what a damn fight. It's like, this is what we watch boxing for. And I know some of you may have heard a few of the content creators give credit to those guys for their their efforts in that fight. But that was I mean, going in, no one expected that. But if you watch boxing, you knew that it was going to be a competitive fight. But no one expected the drama, the action, the way that they brought a fire, heated passion. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I'll tell you, when you get that type of boxing, it is like, it's very encouraging to see that kind of stuff. Very encouraging. So, but yeah, buddy. So when I do my next Tuesday tussle, that's kind of going to be my subject for that show, because I got to get that show out. I got to, because those are themes and ideologies that need to be spoken on, principles about this sport, because that lets me know that there's still good fish in the sea. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not all ruined, it's not all destroyed. Yeah. Great stuff. Look at them, boy. They out here ready to fuck up. I'm watching them, man. Watching them. Pulling out in traffic, trying to stick their car out to stop you so they can go, and all of this stuff. When did a vehicle become a weapon of manipulation, huh? It's supposed to drive you from here to there, huh? To and fro. It's all about the psyche, the mental faculties of these people doing what they do. Man, I gotta get some breakfast, bro. Stormy man needs to put something on the stomach. Yes, sir. So we got a lot of fights coming up this weekend too, guys. We got fights Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. What you guys got cooking on your list of what you want to check out? Because I'll tell you something, man. There's so much boxing right now. There's something in the bag for everybody. Really a lot of good boxing out there. And just because someone is in a foreign country like Ireland or whatever, you know, doesn't mean that that's not worth tuning in to watch, huh? Doesn't mean that at all. See, that's how some of y'all missed that Gallegos and Lopez fight. Those guys, you know, they're low grade. They're, you know, nobody knows who they are. Okay. But you still waiting on Tank Davis, huh? While he out here having car accidents, allegedly, huh? Trying to be in the news, huh? Not fighting who he should be fighting, but all this other kind of stuff. Didn't Drew Titan tell you guys this was like Mike Tyson all over again? Told you. But you don't want to listen to that. That's your baby, huh? Well, your baby is out here doing some fucked up shit. Huh? Look at these people, man. I guess this is what it means when they say the devil never rests, huh? That's what it means. I'm driving behind somebody smoking a funky cigar, man. That cigar is so funky. Tobacco smell like it's 25 years old. Man. Anthony Latham, what's good with you? Jose says, that type of boxing is what brings us back to the sport. Sometimes you find new young fighters, they're hungry, and that's a dangerous fighter. No, sometimes they're good and they don't get the light shined on them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look across content creators' pages and see who they're talking about the most. Just look. That'll tell you. Because if you don't see anything about Najee Lopez and Gallegos for the past week, then you already know. And then you'll probably see a surplus of other entities that they've been speaking on and everything. And that's what it is. That's what we talk about. You'll see certain names over and over and over again. And that's unfortunate because there are so many fighters that deserve a second look, a first peek, or whatever. And they don't get that because, you know, like, who gives a fuck about Ryan Garcia? Fuck Ryan Garcia, man. Fuck that dude. Why are people still talking about this guy? He's a fucking drug cheat? Huh? He's a person that has told you that he's got mental issues. Huh? Fuck him. There's so many good fighters to talk about. But every time I turn on YouTube, he's fucking at the top of the list on everything. That's not popularity. That's something else. That's something that's sick. You understand? There's a time and place for everything. I don't want to hear about the fucking Epstein files every fucking day. You know? Epstein been doing this shit for what? 50 years. There was other young men in Hollywood. Like that Corey kid. He tried to tell you about all those guys. He tried to tell you about fucking Charlie Sheen and all of them people. Nobody was listening to him. And that man is like 50 years old now. When he was a young kid and things were happening to him and his other friend, the other Corey that deleted himself. Dude, what the fuck? Don't care about Ryan Garcia. Fuck that dude. You look on my page and see how many videos I've talked about him. And even if his name comes up, it's like it's coming up now. It's not fresh off the presses. It's not fucking breaking news. Break him the fuck out of the sport of boxing. That's what I say. But you got guys talking about them. You know, bringing these guys who got nothing going on whatsoever. And I've already told you about Shitty Cuz. He's the flip side of that. And Keyshawn Davis, same shit. These dudes are worthless. They're worthless. But you got people talking about, oh, he's going viral. Viral for what? Universal Truth, what's happening? Salute to you. There's an overly aggressive driver there. He's trying to slip through everyone and everything. He's going to end up causing an accident. And I am not dialing 911 for his ass. I'm going to drive right around him, keep on about my merry way. Fuck him. There's a big heavyweight out there, you guys, from Australia. Another one of those Samoan cats, that Taramora. He is on the come up. You guys better keep your eyes out for him. He had a good amateur background, but now he's in the pros. I think he's 9-0 with 8 KOs or something like that. 6'6", 260 pounds. And they keep talking about this Moses Atuma. Let me tell you something. I think that Taramora takes out Moses Atuma. I think he takes him out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't sing the praises of these guys that should have someone I don't sing the praises of these guys that should have someone challenge and test them, but don't. They're in all these setup matches. Set up. It's ridiculous. Setups. Jose says, did you see what Keyshawn said? He's not gonna fight Ryan because that's his brother. Man, listen. Let me tell you something, Jose Diaz. Stop feeding the trolls. Stop feeding them. See, you guys, when you see that bastard pop up, turn that shit off. Go watch something else. Go watch someone else. Something more interesting, more beneficial to brain activity. Don't see, this is what happens. I keep telling you guys, you can't see the stars because you're too busy mining what's in the toilet. Huh? It's that simple. If you're gonna focus on toilet water, huh? You ain't gonna have no time for anything that is, good for you. That's just a simple truth, bro. A simple truth. Some people don't know how that works. Some people do not know how that works. Let me ask you this. Would you be so inclined to watch a video of a guy who spends the entire video, He spends the entire video sitting up, rubbing on his junk. Not masturbating. Just rubbing his crotch. Just rubbing. He on live. You turn over and it runs across your feed. You look at it and you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you keep going, right? You're like, what the fuck? Okay, that's Keyshawn, huh? He's rubbing his crotch. And people are tuning in. That's the result of shit like reality TV and all of that. The Kardashians and bullshit, basketball wives, and who watches that bullshit? And if you do, this is the kind of stuff that, again, it leaves you in a bad place. Psychologically. If you don't think that shit affects you, there's something wrong, there's something wrong with you. That's on the real. There's people that could gain a great deal from watching some of the content that I put out, but they can't see my content. YouTube won't put me in the algorithms. However, the bullshit is right at the top. As soon as you open up YouTube, it's right there in your face. It's right there. And you think, oh, what is this? Oh, this is fucked up. And you watching it. Instead of saying, I don't want to see, delete, not interested. Click that button, not interested. Show me something else. When you see STORMYBMAN, you're supposed to be click, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share it. I want to come back. All this bullshit about, oh, I didn't get the notification and everything. That's because you ain't in tune with the channel. If you have a relationship with the channel, it will come into your feed. Not all the time by them putting notifications, but because of the frequency, the fact that you are there on a regular basis, huh? It's like, ain't nobody got to tell you to be there for Pornhub on a regular basis, huh? It's still on your fucking computer. It's still on your fucking phone, huh? Last time visited 2 hours ago. Yeah, that's you, huh? Get your shit together. Watch something that's beneficial to you, uplifting, huh? Inspiring, motivational. Stop dwelling in the fucking sewers. It's fucked up, man. I don't give a fuck about that dude either. If you notice, I haven't said shit about him. But I know, Jose, you're just trying to say, is Stormy aware? I'm aware of the smell. I'm aware of the stench. I'm aware of the filth. And guess what? I wipe clean of that bullshit. Why do you think I don't say his name the way they named him? Because I renamed that motherfucker. You understand? Keyshawn. Remember that shit. You heard it from me first. Because that's what he is. The whole fucking key to being a fucking shame to the name Davis. Huh? Yeah. Shaquila Fields, good morning to you. Salute. I'm telling the truth here. I don't give a damn if his family hear this, because they should be ashamed of him. They should. He running around here, every camera that can be put on him, every microphone shoved in his face and everything. He's disgraceful. Disgraceful. Let's not forget, he fucked off that opportunity last year in his hometown. Just because he had a comeback fight that he won doesn't mean that that didn't happen. Fucking ridiculous, these guys. But yeah, that's what it is. That is what it is. But listen, I've arrived at my destination. I've actually gone a little bit over the time I had intended, but at the same time, I appreciate each and every one of you that tuned in to me. Ravens Nation, good morning to you. So, with that being said, I'm going to get ready to check on out of here. Hopefully, I can do an evening stream very soon. I'm not sure about tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure how things are going to be, but just know that I'm always on the upside of things. I'm not on the downside or the dark side. Fuck that. You know, some people have to have etiquette. They have to have virtue. They have to have a sense of understanding. No, you know what I'm saying? So just know that's how I'm representing. So this is Stormy B, man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Have a great day, you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.